Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to Shutterbug number 1. We're in the camper today. We thought we'd shoot a little video to give you guys a little bit of info about what to look for if you're interested in booking a photo booth, whether that be our photo booth or someone else's photo booth. We're going to try and give you some tips as well as give you some information about us as well. So hopefully it's informational, knowledgeable for you, so you get to learn
good
some
information.
New stuff. Yeah, so learn some new stuff. So alright, let's go ahead and get started. Stay tuned.
Here we go. Okay guys, so today we're going to be going over 4 things that you should be looking at when you are looking to book a photo booth. It could be just a traditional photo booth or even a photo booth camper like ours. So the 4 things you're going to be looking for: first one is the quality, second is the experience, the third is the memories, and the fourth, which is always kind of a big one for people, is the price. So those are the 4 things we're going to be going over with you guys today. Some key points for you to look
for. Yeah. Let's jump into quality. So for quality, there's a couple things you want to look for: quality of the product and quality of the company. So for quality and for both of these things, you can really figure out a lot through reviews. So whether you go on Yelp, Facebook, or Google, try and find out their company's reviews, because they'll tell you a lot from past brides, past events that they've had. Yeah. And you'll find out a lot of info. Were they hard to work with? Did they not show up on time? Pricing was outrageous. Their photo booth wasn't clean. It was dirty, or it was maybe falling apart, not up to the quality standard. So that's a lot of places where you can find it. So you want to find the quality of the company. Do they communicate well? Are they easy to work with? And then you also want to do the quality of the actual photo booth, the quality of the pictures that comes out, the quality of the backdrops and the templates and all that different stuff that you get. So because you don't want to really, it's kind of like your food. You don't want to just buy any regular food because people don't like bad food. So it kind of goes the same way with this too.
And you always taste your food before. Usually they like.
Yeah. So yeah, and we do that too. You can check out our photos, and we'll even let you in the camper beforehand, so you can check it out. So yeah, but you don't want a bad food at a wedding, right? So you kind of the same thing here. You don't want. It's almost better to not have it than to have a really crappy photo booth, in my opinion. So check out for quality. Quality is key.
It's a big one. It is a big one.
All right, so number 2 is the experience, and that is one that I focus on a lot, especially when I was building these trailers, was the experience of them, because that's when people come up to it and they get their photo taken and they have a good time, and when they're smiling, they're laughing. That's what we're here for.
So the whole point of a photo booth is the experience, the fun experience.
So the whole point of it basically is the fun experience. So we've gone over some experience points here for you to look for, and a lot of the experience factors come into play in the features that you get with the booth. So number 1 is the attendance that you get. So because attendants are a big factor into the experience.
And those are the people that are manning the photo booth during your event. Exactly.
So they are not only manning it, but they're also interacting with your guests. They're helping them out. They're explaining things. Make sure you sign your book. And I'd say a bad attendant between a good attendant is a big. There's if you have a really don't want to be here type of attendant, or someone that's really into it, helping you out, do all these types of things.
Good customer service.
You want someone with good customer service, which we have that. We hope so. We provide two attendants with pretty much all our booths. So there's always 2 people here to make sure everything's functioning properly, and then also interact with your guests. So pay attention to how many guests you get when you're looking up a photo booth, or not guests, how many attendants that you get with your photo booth when you're searching for yours.
And that's something you can just ask the company. Does your photo booth come with anyone that runs it during the event?
Yeah, most people have it on their features. Yeah. So the next one would be the photo strips. I think typically what people get at a photo booth is a photo strip. You'll take 3 photos, and it'll come out a little photo strip that you get, and the template and everything they'll have on it. you want to make sure how many strips come in each session. So when a session comes in and a group of people comes in, they take their photos, they go outside, they get their photo strips, right? Some photo booths only give you like two prints per session. So usually it's like typically one for the bride and groom to keep, and then the other one is for the big group to share. And that can create a little bit of a, I would say, lack of experience.
Yeah, because everyone wants one.
Everyone wants it, or
Yeah.
most people want it, right? If a group of 8 goes in,
Yeah.
at least 6 out of 8 of them probably want one.
Yeah.
And if there's only one to share, that's kind of they have to take photos of it and stuff, and that's just not the best of experiences.
Not as fun.
Not as fun. So we provide unlimited prints, and a lot of places do. So, but you want to check that. See, do they provide unlimited prints for every session? Do they have a limited amount of prints, like only 2 per session? Because that's really key to the experience factor in my mind. That's why we do unlimited on all ours. We don't even count prints anymore. Just they want one, they're gonna get one.
Everyone gets one.
Yeah, makes it easy. Let's see, large groups. A lot of open air booths are they're big enough they can handle large groups. You can bring like 12 people in there, no problem, and they can get their photo taken. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of like the VW buses, some smaller photo booths, they're not only able to fit maybe 2 to 4
4,
in
maybe
there.
6. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Some smaller number.
Yeah.
Basically, it has a limit. It has
Yeah.
a cap. And our booth has a cap too, but typically we don't see a lot of 20 people groups going in.
No.
Mostly they're around like 8 to 10 in the larger groups, and we've actually done up to 15 in this booth.
One.
And our other booth, it can do up to probably like 12. So
And the guests really love that. All coming in here and
piling in, and
taking
just,
a photo, and
grab some props and all that stuff. So being able to accommodate large groups is really key. So open air booths wouldn't have an issue, but if you're looking at another like a wagon or another camper, you want to make sure you figure out how many they can handle in their booth.
Yeah.
And then next would be the props. So we've got some props here, and you want to check and make sure that props come with your booth, right? Most of them do, but I'll do my Viking hat on here while I do this. So most of them come with it, but just double check, and then kind of maybe look into seeing or asking them what type of props you have and what kind of quality they are. You don't want like the little paper one with a little string around the back, like. Those just aren't really high quality. You want like the nice hats that that fit, the adult size ones, not kid size ones. And we have a couple of blow up air guitars here for our rock band style stuff. So, but we have masks, glasses, boas, hats, all different types of stuff, and then some miscellaneous things as well. So you want to check that with the people. And ours are all high quality. At least I view them as high quality. They're not. Yeah. If they're about to break, then we've
had people
get rid
compliment our props, so
and if they're about to break, we get rid of them, so we'll replace them with something else or the same one. So keep an eye on the packages of what comes in with props.
Yeah, it's a big one.
That's a big one. I think those are the key ones that we mentioned that you want to look into when you're booking a booth. And then I can let you know, like I said, we have a list of a few other things that climate control is really key if you have a booth like this. Yeah.
Especially here in the Central Valley.
Yeah, we climate control ours, so we have AC. We also have heat in case it's really cold out. Most of the time, it's mostly the AC. But but you can imagine in this booth, it gets sweltering hot in the summertime. Yeah. So we need to keep it to a reasonable temperature, so people want to keep coming in. They want to stay longer. They don't want to just have to come in and rush out. Typically,
that's not fun during the summer.
Typically our AC works really well to keep it at a reasonable temperature where people want to come in. They want to keep coming back in, and typically they just want to stay afterwards. They don't even want to go back outside. So. If you have a booth that's enclosed like ours is, you want to make sure that it's climate controlled, especially if it's outside in the 90, 100 degree heat.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Some other features, like she mentioned, we do have music in our camper. Open air booth wouldn't need that, but we have that in ours just to play a little music in the background. Kind of sets the
tone for it
a little bit. We play some upbeat music, wedding music, and type of stuff like that. And then we also, on the outside, we have our marquee lights, which upshine the booth, and then we have our big photo marquee lights on top, and those are really key. That just kind of draws everybody into it. Makes it almost like a little show outside there.
People want to see what's going on.
People definitely want to see what's going on. So those are a few other things. We also offer like a photo to phone feature, so people can send it to their phones, and we're introducing a lot of new features too. Along the way, and a lot of those will come. So those should all be listed when you're looking at your package. What comes in your booth, and we list that all too. Stuff that comes with every package, and then we also have some additional ones too that you can add into the booth. What is included in it and what is not included, because what's not included may be something that you really need. if they give you a price but delivery is not included, if they give you a price but sales tax not included, they give you a price but we charge you extra if you need a generator, or if you need setup and takedown involved in your time. So those are some simple things too that you want to check out. Make sure that all those things are included in your price, or if they're extra along the way too. So we include sales tax, delivery, setup, takedowns, all included in the price. It doesn't affect your hours that you have. That's all separated. So, but it's when you get that price from us, it includes everything. All right. So the last thing, the third thing, not the last thing yet, is the memories portion of it. So we have a few things that you get to keep for afterwards, and you can look for years and years down the road and look back on all the good times that you had. So a couple things that we have.
So the first one is our photo album book. So we have a nice leather photo album book that your guests will be able to put a photo strip in, write a nice little message to the bride and groom, and we have a selection of pens that they can choose from, and they can write a message. And so you get to keep that book, that album, and it's something nice that you can look back on. We still look back on ours every so often, and it's fun just to look at the fun memories and see that your guests had a great time at your wedding.
It's a good experience.
Yeah, good experience. So that's a big one. So the album is really nice. So that's something you want to ask your the company as well, if they provide the photo album or if it's something extra that you have to provide. Because I know for our wedding, we actually had to buy our own album and then they put it out. So that's something to ask.
Yep.
And then our photo booth also the digital copies. So it's an add-on, correct?
No, digitals, USBs are included in all packages.
Okay.
USB is included in every package that we give. So after the wedding is over or event is over, you will get a USB with all the digital copies of all the prints. So in case something happens down the road, you should, you can have that, you can save that and always be able to look back, and you could even reprint them if you get really needed to. But it's just able to look back at all the digital copies, so you get all the digital photos too.
Right, which is nice.
Yes.
And then also another big one is a photo op, right? So
photo opportunity for the bride and groom, yes.
Right. So as you see, we'll have some pictures going showing past bride and grooms that actually took a photo in front of our photo booth, which is a nice memory too to look back on. Showing you both in front of the photo camper, which is nice. Yeah,
they'll take photos in front of it, but they'll also, even the photographers come in here all the time too, and they'll take, and I'll show some of these too. They take some really cool shots of the bride and the groom inside there, getting their actual photo while they're taking their photos.
Yeah.
And they'll do some outside too with their with them in front of the trailer on the stairs.
Yeah.
All different types of stuff, and we're open to that. We'll just kind of clear everybody out of the way, clear our stuff out of the way, lets you guys have some photo opportunity.
Those are my favorite. I love those ones.
Well, those ones we get, and those are the ones we're showing too. The professional ones, that's kind of the ones that we get. So we work with the photographers to try and get those, so it works out really well.
Yeah. And then also Zach is working on some awesome slideshows of the photos too that your guests take. So he is putting together some slideshows and
so they're basically a picture slideshow. We take the individual photos from the photo strip, not the photo strip in general, but the individual photos, and we'll make them into a slideshow
and
where music and transitions and some graphics and stuff. And we won't take every photo, but we take all the majority of them, the best photos, and we'll mix them into like a 2 to 3 minute video. And it'll just slide through and show some of the great times that you have. That way you can easily look through your photos and pictures. It's not included in any package yet, but I am working on another wedding package that would include it. Would include it as a video you would get afterwards. Obviously it wouldn't come right away, but after I edit it, I would send you the video and you could have that and you could post that to social media and things of that.
It's really nice too for your guests and your family to see too.
Yeah.
I think they like that.
Yeah, something you look back on, guests to see that, And then you'll also, actually in that one too, you'll get all the regular individual photos too, not just the strips, but actually the photos in it too would be sent to you as well, so you get a little bit extra with that as well. So.
Which is nice.
Yep. So that is the memory. So you want. All right, the last one on the list is price,
which is a big one.
Which is technically the biggest one for most people. I think a little too much emphasis is put on price. Or not a little too much emphasis, but a little, it's almost sometimes the only thing people consider, should I say. Yeah. It is probably the biggest factor because most everybody's on a budget, and even if you're not on a budget, you don't want to overpay or underpay for a photo booth, for something that you don't really, maybe stuff you don't need or stuff you don't want or stuff that's not high quality. So, get quotes. That's the biggest thing with price. Get quotes on everything you can. Just ask them for their package pricing. So you can see then exactly what okay, well this is this price and this package, but you can see just for maybe it's only an extra few $100, you get the same amount of time, but you're also getting a book and unlimited prints and quality props over here as opposed to maybe, so you can see the difference. Like, oh, it's actually much worth to buy the maybe a little bit bigger package for the experience pack, because I'm getting so much out of it, rather than, okay, well this one's this, but it's a little bit cheaper. So you kind of want to, and obviously you got to play with your budget too and figure that if that's going to work for you. But keep an eye on that. A lot of DJs will be the biggest ones. They'll have a photo booth that comes along with there, or it's an additional charge. Typically, it's a little bit of additional charge, and usually they're more, rather on the cheap
I've
side.
seen
Like
photographers
price-wise,
as
they're
well.
cheaper.
Photographers will come with a photo booth as well, and they just kind of set it up. But then they're running around taking photos of your day. And then no one's manning the photo booth. It's just kind of there off to the side.
Basically, that part is just that, they're not putting the photographer's worried about your professional photos. The DJ's worried about your music and maybe emceeing. They're not typically focused, even though they may have an attendant, maybe they don't. They may not be entirely focused on, like, oh, I'm going to make this a great experience. When we do this, we put all our emphasis on this. So this is all that we do for the wedding when we're there. We're not working on music. We're not worried about the food. We're not worried about anything else. We're worried about making sure everybody has a good experience. So we're putting a lot of emphasis just on the photo booth, whereas they may have it and it may be a little additional. And if that's good for you, that's good for you. But they're not putting the high quality, the time in that we're putting in beforehand. Typically, so you want to make
some
sure.
Some are, but some,
as I say, typically.
Yeah.
So you want to just keep an eye on, like I said, those are nice to have that along with it, but you just want, you get nostalgic of a photo camper and the different packages that we have, and we're putting, like I said, everything that we have into it, multiple attendants and stuff. Okay, so and you can email us. You can go to our website and you can fill out a form and get a quote that way, or you can just email us info@azcorusticdesigns.com. You can even message us on social media if you have any questions about anything about this video or anything specific. If you want us to email you pricing, we can do that. Just message us, and Ashley will let me know, and we'll send you over the pricing portion of it. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully this helped some people out. Like I said, we're just trying to help everybody out, who's maybe looking for one. And like I said, if you're interested in us, we'd be happy to show you our booth and talk to you more about it. So
you guys can come in, take a look, sit in here like we are.
Yeah, we're just in our showroom, and I got pulled in the showroom here.
Yeah.
We're just sitting around here, which is what we do all day. We just sit in the photo campers, take photos all day long.
Especially with being quarantined.
Yeah, quarantine is all we do is take photos. So anyways, guys, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Adios. So price is key. Keep an eye on the price. Get quotes. Let us know if you guys want to quote on a price. Quote on a price.
Quote on a price.
Quote on a price. Yes. Quote on a package.
Something
like that. There you go. Quote on a package. Jumble in the words. This really close.
We're closer over here than.
Ready?
Yeah.
Alright, what's up, guys? Hang on.
Oh, I thought we were smiling.
No, I know. Alright, okay, ready? Price?
Okay.
Surprise. Maybe we should close the door.
What door? Okay.
What do you mean try to do?
High five. You're on that side.
Maybe I got a little intro.